What's up, YouTube? I'm gonna keep this one simple. Remedy MP, dude, you're so right. I should know better. I shouldn't have got caught up in this whole topic, but oftentimes you want to because the women will run to beauty. They'll negate all the other issues that black men say they have with black women that, quite frankly, outrank beauty, and they'll run to beauty simply because they feel like they can make the most arguments, right? And even then, a lot of the arguments are bullshit that can easily be smacked down, right? So oftentimes you'll get caught up because right, if you can point out the bullshit when it comes to beauty, that they really have nothing else to stand on. There is no deflection. There is no next level that they can run to and hide. Right? We've blown up their fort. We've blown up all their fortifications and they have nowhere to hide. They're just out in the open. Right? Uh, Playing off of an analogy that Willie Pete put in one of his videos. Nowhere to hide. Out in the open. Um, Divinebrown, I never said that India Aire was ugly. Okay? I never came on and said how I personally feel. I used her because I don't want the darker skinned black woman dipped in chocolate, or the white girl dipped in dark chocolate, because I know that's what you guys are going to do. You're going to secretly throw out African features as if we're not going to notice, so I have to be pretty blatant in that. And we know India Aire has both, to the point where she can be passed off as West African. So I can call her Kemi or Tammy and no one would, think otherwise. That's why I used her, but never did I come on and say that, show me a successful white man with an ugly black girl. Never said that. You went there, not me. So don't say that I said it. And I've mentioned her before, and I got almost 700 plus videos. Never really brought that up at all, right? Um, what you don't understand is that we do actually agree. Um, I understand that when it comes to black women and black features, it's not recognized or it's not appreciated as much. Now, we can get into the why, but we've already did that. So we are together there, right? Where I get upset, right, is when you guys try to come on and slight black men by saying that other men value it more. And we're saying bullshit, right? And you will run, I can understand if y'all run into Asian men or other groups of men, but you will run to white men to validate black beauty. That's why I said, give me the examples, right? They're the ones that control everything in terms of what they want to see in the media. But we really don't have any real example of the quote-unquote black woman with African features with her quote-unquote white knight, other than, what's that movie, Made in America? Y'all remember that movie with Ted Danson? Is that his name? Ted Danson or whatever? And it was with Whoopi Goldberg, and it was with a young Nia Long. I believe it was like her second role after she did Boys in the Hood, and Will Smith, was in it. I don't even know. Yeah, I think Will Smith had his show at that time. I don't remember. But Will was in the movie as well, right? And that's the only real movie I can think of where we had that sort of relationship going on, right? Uh, but even then, how they played it was weird because, you know, not to give away the movie, but they didn't even really have a romantic relationship. She went to a sperm bank, and later on, Nia Long's character figured out that, that was her father, but it turned out to be a lie. You have to watch the movie. But even then, I have to put an asterisk by that movie because they were never even romantically involved like that. Um, so it's just not seen. They're the ones that are making you feel insecure. They're the ones not putting you in the music videos and whatnot because they are running everything. So for y'all to come through and blame black men, but champion the same men that promote the standard, the same men that are telling you that we're not checking for you, right? It's very annoying. Very annoying, right? And it doesn't really get anywhere. That's why I get hot, right? Um, considering the fact that I do have uh, sisters and older African relatives and friends of the family, right? And, I was there, and I still am, when they talk about their dating issues and what the men are checking for and this, that, and the third, right? Um, because if white men, quote unquote, embraced it more, then how come y'all not over there wholesale? Wholesale. The way y'all put it, y'all should be running over there wholesale. Forget loyalty to black men. Y'all should all be over there. But once again, you don't see it. If anything, you're going to see the white girl dipped in dark, dark chocolate. Pretty much. That's why I get upset, right? Don't try to come on and slight black men. We do have a problem, Divinebrown, and I agree with you that that's something that we need to talk about and handle, especially when we talk about younger black boys and younger black girls and self-esteem. But to come on and promote this whole idea that, look at how crazy black men are, that's, you're getting out of pocket, right? You're doing too much, and that's where I know that women are emotional, but I'm like, yo, you have to stop right there, right? And that was the purpose of the video. Uh, Now, I like to think of the bigger picture, Divine. Um, and what you missed was the fact that African features aren't promoted or accepted across the board for both black men and black women, right? It's not. Morse chestnut is not the same as T.O., right? They're just not the same in terms of features, right? And if you talk to black men, whether they're African or African American, and they have the African features to the point where they look like they're West African, I can call T.O. Tunde or Femi or Yemi, and no one's going to be on some, oh, okay, that's a little bit odd, right? I can pass them off as West African, right? So when you have that type of men, go ahead and talk to them, and they'll tell you about what's going on. I get upset with the whole pseudo love, this whole idea that we embrace black African features in black men, but when it comes to black men returning a favor, they don't do it. Yo, that's bullshit. Complete bullshit. Right? Go ahead and talk to a younger or older black man who actually has African features and ask him, hey, are African American women checking for you? And a lot of them will say no. If anything, it's African women, okay, or even women who may be European because they're exposed to more African men, or if anything, it's non-black women here in America. And when it comes to African American women, they are dead last. Okay, I got friends and fam that pretty much it's a shutdown with other groups of women, but when it comes to African American women, nah, they're not so much checking. And if they are, you have that 34, 35 crowd, right? When it comes to what's attractive, people want to act as if you can throw up Morris Chestnut and Tay Diggs and, Demon Hansu and Terrell Owens and that group. But I'm like, not so much T.O., not so much Demon Hansu. That's fake love, right? Black women will take any sort of black man that's highly successful and say, hey, we're checking for you. And we always have been, and it's complete bullshit. So like I said, we agree, right? It's a big issue in regards to certain features not being valued in black women, especially when you talk about black men who are somewhat successful. I'm not going to argue there, right? But all I'm trying to say is stop trying to act as if white men somehow justify and validate black African beauty because they don't, right? And if that was the case, then we should be seeing more of it. But what we do see are the darker skinned black women that cannot be passed off as West African. That cannot. And they still have the features that more so go along with what is acceptable. Y'all forget what happened during the whole colonialization of Africa, right? They came through, and yeah, they used skin color to split different groups apart, but they used features. We like your nose. We like your cheekbones. We like your lips, That's what they did, right? So it wasn't simply just on skin color. Let's separate the dark from the light. No, they went with facial features. We like this better. Those with this nose, you can go to our schools. We'll teach you how to do X, Y, and Z, but we don't really like those who have the broad noses. Y'all will completely throw that out. Um, so let's keep it real. If we're going to talk about certain African features not being embraced, let's do a complete, comprehensive job, and let's stop with the whole, well, we embrace it in black men, but black men don't want to return the favor, because you're bullshitting, honey, right? And other black women that want to come on and say that, you're bullshitting, because once again, the black men that fall into that category, whether they're African or African American, will come on and co-sign what I have to say. Y'all not really checking, right? Even Gotta Be Kidding Me said it herself. Wesley Snipes was whatever. But I guarantee you, if Wesley Snipes goes to Africa, they're all over him. If he goes to Europe, they're all over him, right? But when it comes to African American women, he's at the bottom. Yet they're going to run to him in regards to an example of black men not showing loyalty to black women. And I'm like, yo, are y'all for reals? T.O., right, a.k.a. Tunde, has already said growing up he got a lot of shit. All the way up to high school, in terms of he was too dark and he was too ugly. And quite frankly, he probably only started to get love the second it was understood that he was going to be going to the NFL. It already came out of his mouth. And I got to give him some credit for that, because he's not trying to front and act like he was always in, right? So let's keep it real. That's my vid. Shout out to Remedy MP. You're right. This is my last hurrah. I'm done with this whole topic because it's really pointless, because the women are so damn confused and mumble-jumbled that they don't know what's going on, right? And they're trying to make points, but they're really not making points, and it's a mess. You're right. It's definitely a mess. But anyways, I'll wait to hear what you have to say, Divinebrown, and what other people have to say as well. Take it easy. God bless. Oh, really quick, Divine, I saw the list that you left me of some of the different black women. Now, some of them don't qualify, but you even said that yourself. Um, some of them are debatable, right? So good job on that. But what I'm trying to say is that I have to be able to pass her off as African. I have to be able to pass her off as being West African. And some of the women that I've seen that you put up, yeah, I see where you're going, but I still can't pass her off. I still can't call her Kemi or Tammy and not have somebody say, oh, I didn't know you were African, right? I'm looking for that whole, without a shadow of a doubt, this chick is West African. That's what I'm looking for, right? So y'all take it easy. God bless.